Hey everyone, today we're going to take a look at my brand new Strandberg Boden NX. This is the NX original 6-string, which features a stoptail bridge and the SIR, SSV, and the SSH pickups. Now, this guitar actually represents a lot of firsts for me. I'm something of a traditionalist, if you can see my PRS over there, I've got a 335 on the wall, a Collings 290 over on the wall, which is like an old Les Paul Special. And this is pretty modern. It is my first guitar with fan frets that's multi-scale. First guitar that's headless. It's my first guitar with 24 frets. And of course it's a Strandberg, so it has a very strange neck profile. Now, my key for anyone approaching this guitar, try to put all of that stuff, if you're kind of a guy like me that's played mostly traditional guitars, put all of that stuff in the furthest back reaches of your brain. Just pick it up and just play it. And you'll notice that it actually feels very natural. It's a very light guitar. It's got a chambered ash body and a maple cap. It's got a pretty nice maple veneer on it and a satin finish. I'm usually a gloss guy, but the satin is pretty nice. Surprising for its size, it's an incredibly resonant instrument. When I play anything from this low A on down, I really feel that resonance in this upper horn. And surprisingly, even though this is a really small-bodied guitar, it's pretty fun to play unplugged. It's got this really nice natural resonance about it. Oftentimes I find myself kind of hanging out and watching TV on the couch, and this is kind of my go-to. Not only does the body shape lend to it being a bit more of a couch guitar, but it's really satisfying to play unplugged. Of course, you're not only going to play this unplugged, the SIR pickups in this sound fantastic. These are the SSV and the SSH Plus, which to my knowledge is SIR's take on the Seymour Duncan Classic Jazz and JB in the bridge. I think this is probably a little bit hotter than the JB, but something like that. The satin finish on the neck is really nice and smooth, and all in all, it just feels really natural to play. What you just heard is the neck pickup, which is really lovely and warm. Here is position 4, the neck pickup split. This is position 3. It's both outer coils on the humbuckers. Here is position 2, which are the inner coils. This gives us a Strat position 2, position 4 type thing. And here is the bridge by itself, the bridge humbucker. Clean, it's pretty mid-rangey. But as you can tell, it's a pretty high output pickup. If we throw some dirt on it, it screams. The guitar also features a master tone and a master volume, and the master volume has a really good treble bleed circuit on it. So if I got some crunch going, and I want to dial it back, all the high end is retained. And then wind it back up. Now, even though the Endure neck is weird with this prism type of shape, like I said earlier in the video, you don't want to think about any of this stuff when you pick up this guitar to play. Just pick it up and play it as if it were normal, and it will feel like a typical guitar. I've had this guitar for about 2 weeks now, and I've been flopping back and forth from this Strandberg to either of my PRSs, and I really haven't noticed any adjustment period, both with the neck or the fan frets. It's been pretty natural to go back and forth between the two. Now, I ordered this guitar direct from Strandberg, and this is actually a refurb model, so it was a couple $100s cheaper than the typical price of around $2,200, I think is what they're listing for. Honestly, I really can't tell much of a difference between this one and, a guitar that I would buy brand new. The only thing I think I can potentially see is maybe a little bit of red finish bleed on the maple binding over here, but other than that, it's just about in perfect shape. The overall quality of the guitar is really, really, really good. The bird's eye maple on the fretboard is a great touch. The stainless steel frets and the fretwork on the side is really smooth. All the woodwork is done very well. These guitars are coming out of the PT Court factory in Indonesia, and they put out great guitars. They have their own division in the factory dedicated to the Strandbergs. Now, I actually bought this guitar for a very particular purpose. I'm doing a 3-week cruise ship contract coming up in the next couple of weeks, and I'll be bringing this guitar on the boat with me. So I wanted something that would fly and travel really well. Both the size of this guitar and the size of the case that it goes in are really small and compact, and I shouldn't have any issue traveling from here to the boat and back from the boat with this guitar. If you're interested in seeing how this guitar performs while I'm out on the boat, go ahead and hit subscribe and stay tuned to the channel to see my updates after I get back from the cruise ship. Now, as much quality is put into the guitar, the proprietary Strandberg hardware is equally as good. The string locks down here are very secure. This guitar stays in tune really well. And the combination tuner and bridge unit down here is really high quality as well. They used aircraft grade aluminum. One thing that I am kind of disappointed in is the multi-tool that comes with the NX. It's a little 4-sided unit with hex keys meant to make quick adjustments either to the bridge down here, the string height saddles, the intonation, and the string locks down here. But actually during my first string change, when I swapped the factory tins for my preferred 11s, I actually broke the tool. So I wish it was a higher quality, but I did reach out to Strandberg, and they are sending me a brand new one to replace the one that had broken. The case itself is really streamlined. It's really thin. I don't know if you can see that. And you can tuck the backpack straps away. You can use one if you want to do more of an over-the-shoulder type thing. And it's got all of your essential pockets on the inside, which again makes it all the more low profile for travel. The guitar slips here in on the inside. It's got a neck lock, and it also has a small laptop. I think you could fit a 13, maybe a 15-inch laptop in this sleeve part down here. And it's got a separate zipper pocket up here for change of strings, and you got some case candy in there. And in addition to the NX multi-tool that I mentioned earlier, Strandberg also sends you some high-quality metal hex keys to make the adjustments as well. I think one of the coolest things about this case is the custom-fitted rain guard that comes out of the bottom here. That really lends itself to the travel prowess of this guitar and the case. Now, I got this guitar primarily for travel, in particular traveling on flights, but if you are in the market for a new guitar, let's consider some of the competitors at this price point, around $2,000 or so. It's not necessarily an inexpensive guitar, right? At that money, you could buy anything in the Fender American series. You could look at the high end of the PRS SE line. Even the Core CE and the S2 series would be in there at that price point, as well as the Silver Sky. There's a number of guitars from Gibson you could look at for that price point, although Gibson's quality has been waning for a while now, so you may want to skip on that. But you could also take a look at the Ibanez Prestige series as well. So this guitar does have a lot of competitors at that price point, both as imports and USA made stuff. Now, this is an incredibly versatile guitar, high quality construction, great pickups. The NX concept makes things a lot simpler to adjust something like this on the fly, although I do wish that multi-tool was a little bit higher quality. But if you do go for something like this, even though you may love this form factor, you may need to convince some other people that it is a good and very good sounding guitar. When I bought it, my wife, in her exact words, said, "It looks kind of like the controller for Guitar Hero." And she's not really wrong, but when you plug it in and play it, it's got a great sound. Anything from subtle archtop tones to heavy rock tones are in this machine. Let me know what you think of the Strandbergs. Are they too weird? Do you love the form factor? Do you love the shape? Do you want to get your hands on one? Let me know in the comments below. My name is Matthew Dale, and this has been my review of the Strandberg Boden NX6.